Hi. There are fundamentally 2 points of view from which we must choose one to approach the study of the work The Secret Doctrine by Elena Blavatsky or any other sacred text and sacred book. The first one is that we wish to acquire intellectual knowledge so that we can understand a mental process, understand the world, and maybe understand ourselves a little bit. This first possible approach is not bad. It may be useful. It is a little bit egocentric, but not out of any evil tendency, but out of childish ignorance. We are worrying about ourselves. We want to know more. That's okay. And it may lead us to the second approach, which is a sort of altruism that comes out of the practical notion that it is useless to be egocentric. Because I recognize that I am a summary of the universe. I am one with the universe, one with nature, one with the other members of my family, with the other members of my country and of mankind. So if I'm one with the other forms of life, why should I look egotistically to enlighten myself as if I were a separate being? It's not practical. So in the second approach, I do not want to acquire intellectual knowledge to know things, but I want to acquire intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and practical knowledge to transform myself so that I start being a little bit more creative and more proactive in my relationship with life as a whole. Of course, the second approach leads us to wisdom. The first approach, at best, will lead us to the second approach. Because it is only from altruism that we can get any real wisdom or any real knowledge. Okay? And this leads us to the three fundamental propositions of the Secret Doctrine, which are applied to any serious philosophy we may study. The first proposition is that there is an omnipresent, eternal, boundless, immutable principle on which it is useless to make speculations. Which means God, or the divine world, is beyond words, beyond intellectual speculation. This is the first principle, the first fundamental proposition of the Secret Doctrine or theosophy. I can be one with God, or the fundamental principle of the universe. But I cannot explain it too much. I cannot describe it with words. I must be in unity with it. That is possible for me. It is useless to make too many speeches about that. In one of the letters of the Mahatma letters, it is also said that it is not possible to put the highest aspects of theosophy in so many words. Okay? They are beyond that part of the human brain that speaks. The second principle of the third fundamental propositions of the secret doctrine is the eternity of the universe infinite, while it undergoes periods of appearance and periods of disappearance, or nights and days, pralayas and manvantras. And that again points to the fundamental identity of the microcosmos and macrocosmos, or the fundamental identity of each one of us human beings and the universe, seen as a holistic reality, seen as a soul. Because we reincarnate, just as the universe reincarnates, periodic periods of appearance and disappearance. So, we take lessons during physical life, and we study these lessons between two lives. And the period between two lives is maybe 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000, even 4,000 years between two lives in the average. So one of the aspects in which we are identical to the universe or to God is that we also have periods of active life and periods of dreaming life or sleeping life. The third aspect, the third fundamental proposition is the fundamental identity of each soul with the oversoul or soul of the universe. This is the third one. If we go to our essence, we will go for the essence of the universe. If we know personal peace, we are getting acquainted with the universal peace. And there are aspects that seem to be chaotic in the universe. And there are also, maybe you are not familiar with that, there are also periods in human life that seem to be chaotic. So, in pain and in happiness and in the between, a human life is similar to the life of the universe. The identity between individual life and cosmic life is clearly stated on chapter 1 of Genesis, versicles 26, 27, in which it is said that human beings were made in the image of God, which means human beings are made in the image of God, in the image of divinity. Father got together with mother and created a child. But Father was a miniature of the universe. Mother was a miniature of the universe. So they both created another miniature of the universe. And the whole family is sacred because the whole family is also a miniature of the universe.